Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Duper Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Briggs, here with the super producer, Ez McMahon.
Yes. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man?
I'm good, my man. How about yourself?
I am doing very well. Glad to be here.
Wow. Thank you for checking out Super Duper Podcast. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials, SUPA, DUPA, POD. What up, Sarah? And online at hp53productions.com for our merch, where you will also find additional content such as the Father Good Podcast. And our own Ez McMahon with the Easy Smoke and GM Podcast. You guys recorded Sunday, yeah?
We did. We recorded Tuesday, actually.
Oh, Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. So we waited until the dust settled on what was going to happen at Hallis Hall after that just awful loss to the New England Patriots on Sunday, and they fired their offensive coordinator. The Bears fired their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. So we discussed that. What's going on with Caleb, and what's the trajectory of the team, and what's going to happen with Eberflus, and so we touched on all of that. So
it's fun. It's funny how long an NFL season is. Like, it's not that many games, but it feels like a very long season. Like, it's like we would have so much. First, we would had questions. Then it was like, hey, we winning. Now it's like they suck, and I feel like they're gonna suck for another few games. It's not gonna change.
Season. The thing is, you only got one game a week, so you got an entire week to process things. And emotions swing during the season. So yeah, that's what makes the NFL the NFL, man. That's why they're king.
Jeez,
always something going on.
And the NBA is on. You watching that?
Actually, I watched the Bulls-Knicks game last night.
Hey, man, I heard the Bullies are looking good.
Because I was at work,
man.
but
so they got to pay you to watch the Bulls. Jeez,
it was a good game.
Oh, man. Well, make sure you check out the Easy Smoking GM podcast for your Bears therapy. And again, catch the Easy Smoke and GM podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you listen to this. You listen to Super
I thought they went away.
Who?
Oh, no. You know what I'm thinking about? Not Spotify. Stitcher.
I was like, Spotify went away, bro.
Not Spotify.
I didn't see that.
No. Stitcher.
Yeah.
Stitcher. I used to always say Stitcher, and then it was like, no, I don't think there's a Stitcher anymore.
No, those guys at Stitcher like, we're bankrupt. Stop saying our name. But Spotify, bro. Yeah. So again, thank you for checking out Super Duper Pod. So we got a wonderful show for you today. Before we get to the show, I just want to say this, man. All week as you've been hearing news about Trump and the random videos, and guess what, Az? I don't care. I did my part. I voted. We had episodes every week about who to vote for. We had Dr. Williams on every week educating you guys, and guess what? Trump won. So hey, man, that's what it is. But no, all jokes aside, my mother always says this. She said, God puts some kings in place, presidents in place. It's for a reason. And I was thinking about this the other day. I couldn't tell you who the Attorney General is right now, right? Well, I looked it up, so I know now. But I know who the Attorney General might be. As Mr. Gates.
No way he gets confirmed.
But I mean, he may not get confirmed. But the thing is, it's like every time, even the last time Trump was president, it's like it's stuff they do. I know they could do. Like, he could force him to go on a recess. So then, like, the confirmation go. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can go through. It's like, yo, I didn't even know this was a thing. How did you come up with all these back loopholes? Like, we got to stop being Superman. Like, you know what I'm saying? The good heroes. Like, they know the rules, man. Do we know the rules? It's like, what is going on?
Clearly we don't.
Clearly we don't, bro. It's like, I'm like, man, but you could have got all kinds of people confirmed, judges in. It's all these back way rules. So again, all that to say, I hope we are just paying attention to everything that's happening. Let's be diligent. Again, Dr. Williams, you didn't hear the episode. Post-election is one of our best episodes. Dr. Williams was cooking, positive, rage. You know what I'm saying? That means let's not be up. We can be upset about what's happening, but it has to be transferred into some positive energy, some positive action. You know what I'm saying? Like as we were talking a lot, it's a lot about Chicago politics before we got on, before we hit the record button. It's like you just kind of have to be aware of what's going on around you. Like I will give you this tidbit to all that's listening. I listen to an NPR podcast most mornings called Up First, and it's like 15 minutes of all the news you should probably know in the world, like globally and nationally. And of course, it's heavy Trump now, but I just encourage everybody like find you a news source that you can like just know what's happening in the world around you, because then it's like stuff will start to matter to you a little bit more, right? And you'll be paying attention to things more and see how that it might affect you where you are. Like it's funny, Pop and I was talking the other day about climate change, and he was like, "Well, son, I know they tell me climate change is bad, but it's nice and warm. It's nice to have a warm day in November." I cracked up.
Hey, that's real, man.
I said,
I
"Yo,
remember
man,
there was a time when we would have snow on the ground in November.
bro, it would be like
It would
7 degrees,
yeah,
17 degrees. Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
November.
yeah."
That
Like
doesn't
at this date in November, it was always Brick City, man.
that doesn't seem to happen anymore. So I'm with your dad there, man. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with 55-degree days in November.
and so I said, but Pop, that means we got these bad tornadoes. And he was looking at me like, and I said, well, what about? I said, but then, we got to use more AC, electricity. He was like, I still don't hear a big problem. You know what I mean? It's like, trust me, Dad, climate change is bad. Like, trust me,
Hey,
sir, it's
we don't
bad, okay?
we don't live in the North Pole, man. The glaciers melting does not mean a thing to me.
He's like, I know it's bad, but I can't beat a warm November day,
And
son.
and hey,
Hey,
by the time we really feel it,
yeah.
we gonna be gone. So
Yeah, very true, man. Because everybody's been talking about how like their plants are growing, blooming, faster
yeah,
than they want to do.
yeah.
Like the leaves just won't fall, man. I had like even back earlier in March, the plants in the front of my house they just started blooming. It was like, yo, but you can't tell them to stop. They plants. They're like, hey, it's warm. This is
Yeah,
what it is. They
we
do what
gotta
they
do
gotta
what we
do.
do.
Yeah, man. So that's that. So that cracked me up though. I'm telling you. He was like, son, I'm sure there's downside. I just don't see it right now. So I was like, yeah, yeah, the storms and electricity. He was like,
Oh man.
not bad enough, dude. Not bad enough.
Well, it's not gonna get any better, man, because
Yeah, very true.
Trump is repealing all of the climate change, um, what do you call it? Um,
Well, like rules and guard, what
rules
like
and
the stipulations.
regulations
Yeah, we
and
go.
yeah, regulations. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
What the wild thing is though, it feels like my man just running a frat house. He got all his homies. That's like Ez, if I made you the czar of transportation, you know what I'm saying? Like you, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, and it's just like you haven't worked in the transportation place, nothing, you know what I'm saying? But
That's
like
okay.
it's like, but Ez, you got Ez. You can
I'm
good.
loyal. I'm loyal to Trump though,
Loyalty,
so
that's all I
that's all that
need.
matters. That's all
This
that
stuff is
matters.
gonna be wild. It's gonna take, and I feel bad for the next president because he or she is just going to be undoing a lot of stuff for 4 years. Ain't gonna get a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? For not doing enough.
You got a guy that has been nominated for the attorney general spot that um, is being investigated for sex trafficking, and
As the president himself is a felon. What are we doing?
it's amazing, man. It's
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
and we're walking around like this is okay.
Like it's
It's
normal. I'm with
normal.
you. I'm with you on that one. It does feel like we should probably speaking up more about this because it's like this does not feel good at all, man. So,
I,
but one more thing before we get to our special guest today. Have you watched The Penguin on Max?
I have not yet, but I've heard great things about
Hey,
it.
hey, listen. Everybody hear me right now. First, watch the Batman movie if you can, because a lot of it connects. Watch the Batman movie and watch the Penguin. I mean, wonderful TV is like that's all I'm gonna say. Please get to it when you catch up. We'll talk about it on the pod, man. So everybody, Max, the Penguin. I'm sure you've seen ads about it here. People talking about it. Is everything they say it is. What's up?
I saw the movie, so we got introduced to the Penguin during the movie, right?
Technically, you got introduced to Oswald Cobb.
Okay. All right. All right.
There you go. That's
Okay.
all I'm gonna say. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? That
All right.
that's who we met in the movie. You know, so they call him Pingo, but for different reasons. But again, you'll see it when you watch when you watch the show, and it's riveting. And that's Colin Farrell. He cooking, man. It's like you don't even know it's.
Is
Oh
it a
God.
is it a suit or
It's
did
like,
he?
yeah, wait. I mean, it's like, the whole prosthetic thing. They put like a different face on. So I guess suit, yes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like, but even the acting, the walking, the talking, it's nuts, man.
Okay.
He's going to win an Emmy for this. That's how good this is, dog. For
All
real.
right.
For real.
Did you
So
hear before you go, did you hear
yeah,
Denzel is gonna have a
Black
role
Panther.
in Black Panther 3?
I hope he's not one of the people who dead, like when the Black Panther go into the another region when they when they be dead. Well, what's it
Yeah.
called? You know what I'm talking about? I hope he ain't like in there like my son, you're gonna be fine. And then push somebody back. I'll be real upset. I hope he like is like either like an old Black Panther
Well,
or like is prominently in the movie.
it's gotta be, yeah. I mean, because he also said that that's gonna be his last. He's gonna retire after that.
Oh, I didn't hear that word.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, okay, just quick. We should do a pod on this. Let's make a note of this. Our top 10 Denzel movies. I'll make a note of that. We'll get Marshall on to do that with us, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. We could, yeah.
Yeah, that's
There'll
actually
be a
that'll be
debate there. There'll be
oh
a
my
great
God.
debate
Let's
there.
let's make a note of that right now.
We could do that.
Listen, that's actually gonna be so yeah. So Sarah, if you can maybe make a post asking people, and I'll send a video to you, Sarah, and said we do your top Denzel videos, Denzel movies, I should say. That's gonna be a great pod. We're gonna hate each other after that. We might not be friends anymore. After that pod. So today we got a special guest. She's actually a returning guest on the Super Duper Pod. She was on the pod when we were back on the phone, and so that's back in
It
the
was that long
pandemic.
ago?
It was that long
Wow.
ago because I remember
Wow.
because I didn't have video of it. We just were on the phone with it. And I was like, oh man, this is something. So you guys gonna enjoy this. So today's special guest on the SDP, my good friend again. She's been on the pod before, and she is Chef Tacana Henry. And she's the owner of Takana's Kitchen and Kana's Remedies. And again, yeah, I've had her food before. It's busting, it's delicious. And she's gonna talk a lot about, food, health, your gut, and it's a great conversation. So make sure you take out Takana, and here's Takana Henry. So today on the Super Duper Podcast, we got one of my favorite people, and she been knowing me since she know me Robbie for real. Like she spelled a Robbie with a Y. The one and only Chef Takana. What's up, girl?
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome back. It's your second time on the pod. You listen. You've been on the pod. It was so long ago. We were on the phone. That's how long we've been doing this thing. Now,
Yes,
now we
that
on the
is true.
video. Yeah.
Y'all dope. Y'all dope. Keep going. I love
Appreciate
it.
it.
I love
Appreciate it.
it.
Appreciate you. So how you been? You got your chef outfit going. For those seeing the video, she in here maxing and relaxing. Chef Takano. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm amazing. I'm just trying to make certain that I represent appropriately in my professionalism. Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, I remember you catered a mean Mother's Day for us one year. That was man.
Um,
That was delicious. But we're gonna get the chef to kind of, she has a company. We're gonna get into that wonderful caterer, delicious food, but you really are big on the health journey. That's why we got you on here today.
mhm.
Because as we get older, we were talking about me and these glasses, getting older. And you really the biggest culprit to people not being healthy as they should. Right. Exercise, because there's a post you put up. It's not really about exercise, it's about what you're eating. And I know
Right.
you have your journey about just getting healthier and being healthier. I know a big thing that you talk about is how people eat and what they eat. So you just
Mhm.
said you received a certification. You said, what is it again?
I just added a certification to my list of laundry list of things. I am now a naturopathic practitioner.
Okay.
And what that means is I deal not just with your gut, but your whole body.
Hmm.
Because as we all know, healing is not just, or health is not just what we put in our mouths. It's also what we listen to, what we read, what we see, who we communicate with, our mental health, what we have as triggers and trauma that we have not released and let go of. All of those factor into a full-on healthy life. And so I deal with the whole man, the whole body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what goes into that certification? Like, how do you train for that?
Oh my goodness. It was online. Let me just say, it's a school that was a 9-month program very, very extensive. Here's the thing. During the whole process, I realized that I was practicing naturopathy. Um,
Naturopathy. Okay.
I've been practicing that my whole business and
Mm.
didn't realize it. And the things that I learned were not even, it took me 4 months where it should have taken me a year, 9 months to a year to do it. It took me 4 months, if that, because a lot of the questions and testing and all of the things that were going on, I'm like, oh, I already do that. Oh, I already know that. Oh, that's what I've been doing. So for me, it's not just the journey and I'll say this, because a lot of people, they may not have heard my testimony or my story as to my why and how I got here. Like the
Sure.
last time, from the last time I was here. In 2001, I was diagnosed with lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Raynaud's syndrome, and I was told I wouldn't see the age of 30. I was given 5 out of the 5 C-class meds. I was allergic to 4. My physician told me just don't get sick and don't go to the emergency room. I don't know if that sounds like a plan for anyone, but it wasn't a plan for me. So
Mm.
it took me a few years. I left Chicago, moved to Texas, and saw different positions. They put me on something to stabilize the situation, but not remove it, right? So I was still doing a lot of labs. I was still dealing with different medicines, and I was still dealing with all kinds of reactions, negative reactions to it. But I started meal prepping because in my mind, I'm like, okay, if you're giving me a hormone injected or that I'm taking, and I'm eating foods that are also injected with hormones, something's negatively interacting. And so
Mhm.
I am a researcher by trade. I was the kid that you can't say, don't do that. Well, why? I found out, excuse me, I wasn't rebellious. I like to know, I like to understand deeper than just because I said so. Right.
Mhm.
So that took me on a whole journey as I started to understand my why. I wanted to dig deeper. I started learning about different processes and holistic measures that I could take for healing. 2014, moved back to Chicago, started that journey, understood and learned about the cannabis plant as a healing mechanism, opposed to what has been demonized in our Black churches as not something the devil's grain or grass or whatever it is. And so that took me on a journey. I researched it. I learned. I have not been on any meds for 10 years. I turned 50 in January. I have completely reversed the illness. And so I've incorporated the things that I've learned into my own business. And I kept researching and got on this path of naturopathy and realized I've been doing this all this time with my clients. So I love it because I just want to make certain that because I know that I'm healed. I don't believe that I was just made healed. I believe I've been made whole. And whole for a purpose. Like the moment I stop trying to help everybody I can is the moment I should just close my eyes forever.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that's me. That's where I'm at with it.
So then, tell us a bit about the business you have, because again, the business. I love your tagline. I want you to say it. You you should.
So my business is Tacana's Kitchen, and my baby from Tacana's Kitchen is Tacana's Remedies. The slogan is "You really should let me feed you" because I'd love to.
Mhm.
So I started in 2015, just doing meal prep, and offering some type of catering, very small. It has grown from that in birth Tacana's Remedies, which is my holistic area of business, where I'm able to provide. Tea elixirs, medicated meal prep. I have clients that are children that are autistic. I deal with physicians now that are dealing with children and they don't want to put them on a medication. That Risperdal is one of the medications we're trying to avoid putting kids on. And so I've had different doctors to solicit my business and hire me to do a 90-day process with a student or a child just to see if it would work,
Yeah.
and I have uh, several reviews on the Better Business Bureau. I just got another accreditation today. I'm so excited. I'm sorry, another A+ accreditation from the Better Business Bureau. I don't know if your people understand it, that is very difficult to get. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. It's not the regular, but I gave a 90-day process, a program to a family for their child that was autistic, and he also had imminent explosive disorder. my background is in special ed. So that is my baby. That's my love. And so anything that I can do to help our rock stars not go through the process of meds, because basically you keep these kids on meds, and then when they age out at 17, 18 years old, then unfortunately, majority, not all, go into street meds just to self-medicate. And that's
Sure.
what I saw as an educator, in my past. So this position, she allowed me to treat a child for 90 days. And after the 90 days, she wanted to just get a follow-up. The child no longer was jumping out of the vehicle at the light. They were not fighting the family members, throwing the niece and nephews out of their crib. The imminent explosive was dissipated. The child was more communicative and receptive to things that the therapist was giving them. The child also was able to take their regular shots, and the doctor said, "I've not been able to get this young man his shots in 3 years."
Mm.
He's sitting. He also was a part of equine therapy. He was not able to go for years because he would be very violent with the horses and just not able to accept the therapy. After 90 days, the student was able to do all of those things. And so now she's also a person that's like, listen, I need to send some more clients to you. So I just, at this point, 2025 for me, I'm ready to push this bill forward to try to push the Tacana's Kitchen in another political lane of how do we choose holistic opportunities and measures of meds prior to the synthetics that are giving long-term negative impacts to our children? And so that's where I'm going. That's my next move. That's
Okay.
my next flex. Let me say it that way. Because I'm
Absolutely.
not done. That's my next flex. We got
Yeah.
enough babies out here that need to have someone advocate for them for their future, because they can't advocate for their present, but I can advocate not just for their present, but also their future. So we need more people to do that in this time.
So how do you give it to a child? Like do you put it in a certain, is it like it's part of food, or is it how's the way you administer to children?
So if it's a child, it can be in several ways. Kids have oatmeal for breakfast,
Yeah.
right? You can put a little slither of butter that's medicated in their oatmeal. It'll help to reduce a lot of their hyperactivity. It'll calm them down. It will not make them sleepy, but it will calm them so that they can receive whatever the instructions are for school. So you can do. I have honey. I can infuse their sweet potatoes or whatever as their meal, something in their meal, like for the 10 meals that the child would have for meal prep, something in each one of those meals is going to be medicated, whether it be by butter, oil, or honey.
Okay.
And that's how we're able to do it. Or this particular family wanted a case of teas because they would be able to give their son a half a bottle of tea before he went to sleep at night, and it would help to regulate his system, calm him down internally, relax him, and then in the morning he would have an appetite and would be very, receptive to whatever's going on. And the getting out of the house, that routine alone was
Sure.
challenging for this particular family. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, because just personally, with my daughter
Hmm.
particularly, like, she one day she was doing something. I was like, I'm gonna give you some cognac or some Hennessy or something. You out here wilding, but now, but but what she's listen, I got the bite marks to prove it. I love you, B. But no, but truly, just thinking about that, because I know there are, I know people who have been sick and dealing with issues, and it's like at a certain point they had to go. I gotta try something different. I know a person in particular, it's like they had to just try something different because the
Hmm.
medicines weren't working. And like you said, it wasn't becoming like you think people make, like you said, how people make it seem is like you just out here just smoking all day or what have you. But it's actually like
No.
just it's the main ingredient of what's happening there, like more infused into, like you said, and it's more like the butters and extra
Yeah.
things that go
Yeah.
on top of your food for sure. So
Hmm.
that's something. That's something.
I just think people need to realize that the hardest thing for us as a people to understand is everything is in our gut. Illness is created from inflammation, right? So if you have a lot of inflammation in your system, whatever else is underlying is going to be um, heightened. So if we could start treating the main thing and get to the root of it, and kill the inflammation within our neurons. Because when we're dealing with children that have autism, it's a lot of stuff that's going on neurologically with them, right? And they have things that are not connecting with their stems. That's a whole chemical conversation that I could go
Sure.
deep dive in with you, because I've been doing it for 20 plus years and it is my passion. But when children are developing and you're continually giving them these synthetic things, not only are you treating, you think you're treating whatever this stuff is that's going on with them, but you're also damaging other things that are developing. So then they have residual affects and effects from those synthetic meds. So my goal in my heart is to stop stop the whole thing of every 90 days I got to go to the doctor and do a lab, and every 90 days you get another medication, you get an increase of whatever you're on. They never take you off. They never talk to you about your food intake, your diet, your nutrition, and how things negatively impact what you're being injected with or what you're taking as a synthetic. They just keep pumping you up. And so it's a big deal for me because our children are hurting from it.
Yeah.
Long term. And so not just the kids, but the adults also. But if we can attack it at that stage,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's easier to not have to deal with it in the future. Now, when we get grown and we start having other kind of stuff, oh, I'm having this. Okay, then I can have a whole other conversation. Let's talk about your sugar. Like, are you chewing gum all day? That's where that visceral fat comes. Are you drinking coffee all day?
Hold on, wait. Go back to the gum thing. What did you say? I
Oh, I
love
just gave
gum.
you a little.
Yeah, I chew gum all the
Oh,
time. So what's happening?
Robbie.
What's happening? That's how my stomach
Okay, so
hurting?
here's the thing. I do diagnostic consultations, and one of the things I talk to my clients about is what they do for snacks. What do they do all day? What's their regular routine? A lot of people say, "Oh, I drink coffee." I'm like, "Okay, which one? DD or the Bucks?" The Bucks is brewed cocoa beans. That's real brewed coffee.
Okay.
DD is brewed in sugar.
Man, you killing people. Listen, it's somebody driving right now. I just
I don't
started.
care.
I just started screaming. They just started
I hope they
hollering.
did. I hope they did.
They
I hope
got.
they
They
scream,
listen.
holler, and
They
fall out.
got 4,000 points on their Dunkin' Donuts card. You understand me?
And I hope they lose them all because they're killing themselves. And I said this on one of my lives, and I was like, "Oh, I don't care if nobody don't like me no more." And you always see my little lives. I'm like really kind of sarcastic, but I'm straight up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't sugarcoat. At the end of the day, anyone that's watching you kill yourself is accessory to your own murder.
Wow.
So if your family and friends see you doing something and they're not trying to help you get better, they're an accessory. The gum situation. I know people that all day long while they're at work. I know, don't shake your head. It's okay. It's
Come on
okay.
now. I'm trying to keep the breath fresh. Trying to make sure they ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Go
Brush
ahead.
your teeth, brush your gum. But the gum, when you chew,
That's
you
okay.
do that.
Got it.
So every time, just keep this in mind. Every time you do this with your jaws, you're chewing, your stomach muscles relax to receive the food that's coming down.
But there's no food coming down.
And so what happens? That muscle keeps stretching and you get soggier and that stomach gets stretched out. And before you know it, oh, I'm gonna go grab me a beer. You got a whole beer belly. You're like, I shouldn't be this 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
You've been chewing gum every day, all day for months. So I try to take my clients off of chewing that gum all day long. It's not helping you. It's stretching out your visceral area.
So that's different than snacking though, right? Because you're actually putting something in the stuff. So for example, like I've been taking like raisins and like peanuts and stuff. So it's like eating like peanut butter and crackers. So I can not eat like a candy bar or something.
That's different.
Okay.
That's different in moderation. You got to watch the salt. You got to watch the sodium. You have to watch how much, sodium, salt, all of that is inflammation. That swells you up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the gum. The gum all day. I know people that get up in the morning. My brother gets up in the morning will chew gum and he will take it out. And all day long, he has a gum. It's ridiculous.
Man,
and I'm like, dude, you got stock in gum?
He keeping Wrigley in business for sure.
He is.
So let's stay there on the gut part because I know
Okay.
I sent you a list of questions. One in particular, I don't know if you have them, but they're talking
I
about.
haven't seen any of the questions if you sent me some.
Oh, but how about this? I trust that you'll be able to do it. Don't worry about it.
I ain't worried
So
about it. Let's go.
so you talk. So you mentioned some. So what? Give me five foods that
Mm.
we should avoid that are bad for our
Oh
gut.
boy. Fried.
Uh-huh. Let's go. Hey, thanks for coming to the Super Duper Pod. This has been great. Takana, yeah, I think we're done. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. What? Come on, man.
Listen, five foods, fast foods,
Oh God. Uh-huh.
anything that's sugar led, drinks, Kool-Aid, pop, carbonated.
So I don't know if this episode gonna see the light of day. I'm just gonna let you know the off Kev.
Don't do that. Carbonation is gas.
Yeah,
You know how you fill your tank up?
yeah.
Carbonated, anything in your body is like you filling up a tank. It's full of fluid. It swells you. It's a gas. You're putting a gas. These are hard questions. Um, what I tell people to stay away from, I really can't just say all five. Here's the
Yeah.
thing.
Let's do it
Everyone's
this way.
body is different,
Okay.
right? So if I have a client that's dealing with high blood pressure, I make certain, depending on the medication that their doctor has them on, I take them off all white starches.
Mhm.
Because if you're taking a med to deplete the water, the fluid in your system that's activating this high blood pressure, and you eating white starches, which metabolizes in your system as sugar and fluid, it agitates the pill. So you're like fighting against yourself. So it depends on what's going on. Like I said to you in my testimony, I couldn't do methotrexate and prednisone and eat chicken and or beef because those are injected with hormones to make them bigger
Mhm.
for purchase. So it's per client what they should or shouldn't eat,
I got you.
but fast food totally, because none of it is now, it's not real. We are
Mhm.
now in a society, and I just had a whole Facebook argument with somebody in the comment section on someone else's post about boneless meat. And I'm like, dude, is it even real? What are you're an adult eating something that ain't got no bones in it? Like, now I see your face. I
I
get
looked in
it.
Buffalo Wild Wings. It's like it'd be like 20 for like $5. I'm telling you, man. And the fries be
And it's because it's
busting.
not real meat, baby.
Oh,
I
you
love you
killing me,
too much to
Connor.
keep you eating something that's not alive.
Appreciate you.
My goal is that you eat something fresh and alive daily. Now, I tell people all the time, listen, case in point. Let me before I even say that, I'm a case in point. I shop twice a week, right? Because I do meal prep. I was going to my favorite store in the world. Everybody knows my name. Um, and I bought some salmon, and it was paper. It was not real. I got home, I tried to pan sear it, and it opened up like a butterfly. It just spread. And I said, okay, that's not real meat. I called the supplier. He said, oh, that's not supposed to be on the shelves, and da 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 da. And I gave him my credentials. I told him who I was, and I explained to him I spend $600 here twice a week,
Mhm.
weekly. You need to figure out what you're going to do, because if I spend that kind of money, that means whatever it is that I'm saying to you, it should be something you pay attention to.
Sure.
So they took it off the shelves. Now I'm one of the people I can call them and get a case of something. But I'm trying to tell you, a lot of companies are going for the cheaper
Yeah.
food
I
in
know that.
cheaper
Yeah. Yeah.
places.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of them are man-made, lab manufactured things, lettuce, romaine. I don't know if you've paid attention to how the fast food places, there's, I don't even want to say the name of it, but this particular fast food place that everyone loves, that got the best French fries, that's covered in flash frozen in sugar, that we love. And they got all of them good olds. Them nuggets are not even, come on now. That's not even real meat. That's,
Yeah.
if you look at, it's a paste.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want people to realize you're hurting yourself by not investing in eating something that is real. You're eating things that are man-made in a lab, and then you don't understand why you got digestive issues. You can't poop like you need to. It's something going on. You got an odor. Do you know in other countries, people don't even use deodorant? It's because they're getting fresh produce and fresh meat. We have to have deodorant for our kids. Why are children needing deodorant before they're 15? It's because of the food that our parents are putting in them that's fast food that are toxins. It's not even real. So the odor from the dead, whatever it is that you ingested, is coming through your pores.
Mm,
That's why people remain sick.
mm. So then let me ask it this way then. Because I'm with you. I see why like you can't just give me five foods because everybody's different. But then what are
Right.
signs that you know like you are doing damage to your gut? You know what I'm saying? Like because people
Sure.
probably because you know what I'm saying because people probably are out here just
Yeah.
like, well, I'm always, you know, my stomach is always like this, or I feel this way. And it seems like
Yeah.
this older thing is one thing, right? Is that a sign you would say like you just kind of have a weird smell about yourself?
The older, you know what, that's such a great question. I'm so happy that I didn't see the questions before. God, dog, that's a good question. Signs that you know something's awry.
Yeah.
Hmm. You have, and I'm gonna give you some signs that I noticed when I moved back to Chicago in 2014, because I know that you've seen them. And I'm gonna say it in women because it's probably more detectable and you'll notice it. When you see women that are in their late 30s, 40s, and they have under their neck, they have like this. It's like if I do
Yeah,
that, you
yeah,
see
yeah,
fat.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
lot of extra fat around the jawline, and that's inflammation. That comes from poor intake. That comes from fluids in your gut. That's a sign. Something's not clearing up, something's not flushing. Another sign is the weight, the belly, that extra fat under the bust for a man or a woman. It's bulbous. It pokes out, and you're like, I don't drink beer. I don't,
yeah.
but you got to protrude, and that might be a hiatal hernia.
Mm.
People don't pay attention to it. They live with it and think, oh, whatever, that's how it's supposed to be. Lies, deception, deceit, and blasphemy. It's not. Um, Another sign, you have extreme lower back pain and you cannot figure it out. You think it's the mattress. You think it's this. You think it's that. It's not.
Or you're not working out enough. I did like, you know, yeah.
Right. It's not even that. Let me explain. You don't lose weight at the gym. You lose it in the kitchen.
Mm.
Your weight has nothing to do with you in that gym. It has everything to do with you in that kitchen. Because if I lost 40 plus pounds and didn't go to a gym. And you know, I swim. I
Yeah.
love to swim. I haven't swam in over a year, and I'm still dropping. It's because of the intake. Signs that you know something's going on: the face, the lower back, the
Yeah, the
belly,
belly. Yeah.
um, headaches, migraines, neurological. Something's going on when you're having a bunch of migraines. You got some type of dairy. Something's going on with dairy. Let's cut the dairy out. I always challenge people. If you're having migraines, if you cut your dairy out totally, 30 days, just give me 30 days and cut it out. I guarantee you will not have any more headaches. That is your mind. Your brain is trying to tell you, fool, I don't need no more of this stuff. Let go of the soy. That soy is killing you and it's making our boys look like women by the breast and the hips. Cut it out. Get rid of it. It's a lot of little things that we have grown to just take on because oh they said it was good for us, but we don't research. So we go along to get along and we're like dumb sheep. We don't research to find out what works for our own system. And we don't eliminate things that have mucus in them that creates inflammation. And inflammation is disease, dis-ease. That's all it is. So those are some of the signs that I would tell you that I know. Swelling of any kind of joint. I have a client that I'm dealing with right now that has a leaky gut and has swelling and lymphedema in the thighs and legs because they did not do anything except fast food since the pandemic. And they
Mm.
flat out said, that's all I do. And I'm like, and you whole married person? What? What? Who, who ain't cooking at the house? I don't understand.
Sure.
But um, as soon as I eliminated that individual's mucus led diet and gave them some compression socks and gave them some probiotics and prebiotics and get their system in order and get the fluid off of them, they started dropping weight.
Mhm.
There's, so those are some of the signs.
Yeah.
Swelling, the aching, the migraines, the
back
fluid under the neck, the back pain,
and the belly.
definite signs.
Yeah. So now it sounds like though that when you talk about your people and your clients and people that you've been helping, it's just like maybe we all have this, I don't want to say twisted, but it's like we have a sometimes unhealthy relationship with the food we eat. Like we hold on to it, or like we be eating it out of routine, or
Mhm.
it's just that's what I have. So
Mama they
like,
made.
yeah, right. So like, so
Mhm.
how do you help your clients kind of get a better, healthy relationship with food? Is it simply like, hey, these things are wrong with you. Give me so many days and I'll show you the difference. Or is it just really like probably getting to people's minds about this is how, the food you're eating is just not good for you? Like, how do you help people change relationship with their food?
So one of the things that I do is I do a 30-minute consult, right? A diagnostic consultation. We go over the reasons that they want to do meal prep, what the goals are, what they're trying to achieve. I go over if they have a diagnosis from a physician, I get their weight, their blood pressure. I find out what they typically eat Monday through Sunday, whatever, like your whole routine. And then after I do that consultation with them, I send them a menu. The menu is protein, starch, protein, starch, veggie. It's vegan, same, or vegetarian, same. You can choose, right? So they choose all of these things, and it has to be over 200 items on there. You literally just go click, 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 all the stuff that you like. What I do is I still can give my client what they love, but I'm not cooking it in lard. I'm not cooking it with salt. I'm not cooking it with those things that they have been grown accustomed to. Because the other thing that I learned in 2014 when I moved back to Chicago is people are more in love with condiments than they even understand a fresh bell pepper.
Hmm.
They so used to I gotta have Lawry's. I gotta have whatever the steak sauce or what. Before even eating something, you pour salt on it
Hmm.
before you even have tried it. So I teach my clients, you can have what you're used to as long as it's not an interaction or negative interaction with your current meds that you're on. Because my goal is to get you off of your synthetic meds, and I can do that in 90 days. Proven. But you like black eyed peas? Okay, baby, I got you. But it's not going to be with all of that pork in it because I don't cook with pork and I don't use salt. It's about changing your mindset of what you thought you needed so it can taste like
Hmm.
something, giving it to you in its natural, purest form that actually is tasty, that it feels good and is healthy for you. It's a difference from somebody saying, oh, I really used to like lima beans, but they're used to it with salt pork. And then I make them some lima beans and they're like, you don't even have no meat in this. What is this? I'm like, it's the way you cook the
Yeah.
food. I'm a slow cooker. I learned a lot of what I do when I was in Italy because everything they made was for the day and it was roasting a veggie. So I don't boil anything.
Hmm.
Everything is going to be roasted because you want to get the crunch. You want to still get the vitamins in it. And once I can show you how you can get the vitamins, and I need to change your mindset of breakfast is a carb-led scenario. Breakfast can be a piece of salmon, some Brussels, and a good old sweet potato. It doesn't have to be cereal, pancakes. What? Those are carb-led, sugar-led meals that don't do you any justice.
Oh.
So once I switch your mindset of how you eat, when you eat, what time, and what you eat, and making certain that you eat something alive every day, it changes the game because you have to sign this contract. I'm gonna give you these 2 meals. You're gonna get 10 meals for the week. But out of the 3 meals you need to eat every day, something needs to be alive. Period.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna eat a salad every day. If I can get that water in you, it'll flush whatever else is going on, and it slowly the change happens.
Yeah. So now I know people reading and thinking that you're probably ruining their Thanksgiving. Uh,
Oh, you should see
no,
my
mess. I'm
Thanksgiving.
telling.
Have you seen my Thanksgiving menu? It's
No,
dope.
no, that's what I'm about to get to. So here's the thing.
Yes.
I don't want people to think that like your
Mm-mm.
cooking ain't bussing, cause it's bussing. Trust and believe. So tell the folks
Thank you.
what you make. Cause I know they're thinking like, oh, she gonna have me eating gluten-free socks. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Like
Let me tell you
fake.
something.
Let them know. Let them
I
know.
I have
Who is
there
the
are
man?
many
Who is bussing?
there are many men that will tell you the best steak they've ever had is when I made it.
Mm,
I am a lamb chop, short ribs, ribeye, tomahawk. Listen, loaded salmon, cilantro, stuffed parmesan. I'm that girl. I'm her. I am the rival to your Gibsons. I make your steakhouse that you love. You be like,
hmm
you know what? Just go on over there, just call Takana, because that is what my thing is. But you don't have itis when you finish fooling with me, unless you
mm.
just overdo yourself and eat too much. Because I make an 8 cheese crack, which is my 8 cheese macaroni and
hmm
cheese, and my collards and cabbage. So, like, even for the holidays, even my sweets, I'm doing a brown sugar sweet potato cobbler, a pecan cobbler. It's like my peaches and dream dump cake. It's all good. You can have a little dip off here and there. I don't cheat. I don't shortchange people with flavor. But I know flavor doesn't have to cost you your life
Mm.
and your health. And that's the biggest thing for me. If I'm gonna go to a restaurant and I'm gonna eat, but when I finish, I'm so lethargic, exhausted. Or like I went to a restaurant in downtown Chicago and got sick immediately after I ate one little piece of calamari because of the amount of sodium. I instantly felt my pressure raise and I got sick, lightheaded, and we had to leave.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you sick because I'm concerned about your intake. I want you to come back. Because if I make this roasted cabbage for you, you're going to be like, how this girl done made this doggone? What the hell did you just? And that's what I love. And I will say this to the people that are listening. If you think I'm lying, you could go around to Google and Google me and look at them reviews.
Listen,
You can go to Better Business Bureau and look at them reviews. I'm not puffing my collars and chest. I don't understand how it ends up being as good as it is, but I love what I do.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
you know how people say, you could taste the love in the food.
Yeah. This,
You
oh,
could
this
taste
was
the
made with love. You can tell it was made with love.
It's
Yeah,
made with
yeah,
love.
yeah.
For me, it's love. It's some good old live music, the good cognac or whiskey. It's all of that in there. And it's just I am concerned about everything that I make, making certain that when it gets to the client, it's like you said, it's bussing.
Listen, and I gotta tell you, like, so at the beginning of the year, my church, shout out to Progressive, we did
Mhm.
like a dang fast, right? And
Yeah,
I was like, all right, I'm gonna go along with it, and it was like pretty much a vegan diet, and
right.
like kind of, I felt like $1 million when I was done, like truly, and it was like my niece she was like, dude, you've been working out. I was like, bro, I mean, I've been working out, but I mean, I just been eating this. And she's like, dude,
Right.
you look like bigger. And I was like, this is crazy. And then when the fast
Mhm.
was over, when I kind of
Yeah,
slid
yeah, yeah,
back in,
yeah,
and
yeah.
but I can vividly remember how I felt
Yes.
then versus how I've been feeling, here and there when I kind of been hit or miss with it. So like this is definitely time. This has been on my mind like all
Hmm.
year because to the point you kind of making. Before that, I had never done something that strict. Like, for Lynn, I've given up chicken or something, but it never been like this strict where I'm pretty much eating a vegan diet. And it's like at first I
Hmm.
thought I was like, I'm gonna just be like passed out in the street somewhere. I was like, I'm gonna just, I ain't gonna make it. But I mean, I was sleeping better, running better, like working out better. I could
Hmm.
think clearer, right? So
Hmm.
and even though I was joking about the foods earlier, I got to give up, but I know I'm a living witness to like when you really give it up. Well, not it's not even about giving up. Just make better decisions about what you're gonna eat. Because like you say, it's like because I started thinking, do I really need to eat all this meat like this all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I really? Because I start just to you how you said. my whole life was I need to eat that. I'm supposed to eat that. I got to eat this. And it's like, I don't really have to. Like, do I need this much sugar, or do I always need a little snack of a little candy bar or something in the afternoon? No, you don't. You can and that's the thing too. Once you like, I'm trying to do it, trying to eat it, you start figuring out the other alternatives, right? So I'm like eating, excuse me, guacamole, and I'm eating like, like not just salsa with preservatives, like the fresh salsa that costs a little something, but it was like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
this, it worked out for me. So, I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. I mean, I tell people um, I just started doing vegan meal prep, maybe about 7 months ago. Right. So I am not, I tell people all the time, I ain't vegan. I ain't doing no vegan stuff. Mm-mm. My only reason for being that way, honestly, is because I'm so nervous. Because we're in this climate of people jumping on the bandwagon to just do these different things, right? And
Facts.
so
Yeah,
my
just to do it.
concern is, oh, it's vegan. And so people are jumping on this bandwagon to do vegan stuff, but they're going to these fast food vegan places. Keep in mind, I said fast food first.
Yeah.
And so everything has to taste like something else. That's my biggest concern. If I got to make something taste like something you're used to, instead of introducing you to what this is and what it's supposed to taste like, what am I putting in it? And from years from now, am I going to end up being sick from whatever all that other stuff is that you put in it? Like people are being sick or are sick now from all of that other fast food. So I started doing vegan meal prep and just flushing out a bunch of vegan menus. I sent you one, so you'll get to see that. But it's very colorful. What I've learned is, when we were kids, we were taught, you want a colorful plate and you eat the colors of the plate.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're eating healthily, right? I figured out, look, I can make salads. I can still do my stuff. Like I did a stuffed baked potato bar today, right? The potatoes had squash, zucchini, bells. They had asparagus. It's still a potato. You don't miss anything. You still get your protein, your starch, and your veggie. And as long as we are getting protein, starch, and veggie, we're getting a healthy meal. We're getting a well-rounded, balanced meal. You don't have to eat it all day. If you're doing a fast, Daniel fast, or any kind of fast, Lent giveaway, you can still eat really, really good, but it's what you're eating. It's where
Yeah.
you're getting it from and how is it being made. That's all it is. Is it serving you or is it hurting you in the long term?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
So listen, so as we wrap up here, now you got me salivating. And I was thinking, let me go ahead and put this in the budget. To kind of in the budget. But so I know you got your Thanksgiving menu. Is it too late for people to order from you for Thanksgiving?
November 22nd is the deadline. I just did a
Okay.
video yesterday and I was like, Thanksgiving is yearly.
Okay. So
I
let
don't
the
know how
people
folks.
let the people know what's on the menu so they can just start blowing up your phone. So go ahead. This for
So on
Chicago
the
only, really,
menu,
right? It's for Chicago area.
no, it's not. I'm not local. I'm anywhere I need to be. I ship. Come on, Robbie. I ship.
Ooh,
I got
see,
clients. I
helping
got
y'all
global
out.
clients.
So hit it.
I listen. So for the Thanksgiving menu, you have options. I gave people just an idea. So like for protein, short ribs, ribeyes, tomahawks, turkey wings, turkey legs, drums.
Somebody they
Um,
screaming in their car again, not for different reasons. That's why.
right. I'm doing a seafood gumbo. Those are some of the proteins. The starches are the HG smack, the sweet potatoes, bourbon roasted sweet potatoes. Um, it doesn't matter. I just gave people just an idea of maybe what they will want. The desserts, no nana pudding, peaches and dream dump cake, the brown sugar, pecan, sweet potato cobbler. It doesn't have to be something set. So I gave people that narrative, right? If there's something else that you want, oh, of course, dressing. I do stuffed dressing. I don't do regular nothing. I don't do
I
nothing
know.
regular.
Yeah, I know.
I do stuffed dressing. So you might get some lamb stuffed dressing or some turkey stuff or chicken stuff. Just it's always gonna be. So I gave people different options. I just gave them a gambit. Hey, if you want to, you can do that. If it's something that's not on my menu and you need it, just let me know. Prices are per person, per family. depending on what it is you need. So there's no set, it's all based on what your specific need is. I always customize and I tailor everything to the client. It's not a one and done for me on anything that I do. It's always customer specific.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you should be more important to me than just you're a drive through. You're not. I
Yeah.
want to make sure that you feel like, oh, she gave me that. I sure did, because that's for you. Now
Listen,
somebody else can get something different.
again, I'm a living witness. Family is the food is delicious. I remember you made me a salad
Thank
once.
you.
It's like, yo, what
Uh,
it was it's like, what
what
is
did you
this
have? A
amazing
jerk chicken
salad?
salad?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, what is this? This is amazing. So listen, so
Thank
tell the
you.
people where they can find you.
So I am on all social media platforms at Takana's Kitchen. That's LinkedIn, that's Facebook, that's TikTok, that's what's the other one?
Yeah,
Snapchat,
yeah.
Instagram. I am Takana's Kitchen. My email is info@takanaskitchen.com. That's info at TACANAS kitchen, KITCHEN.com. My number is 872-267-COOK, 872-267-COOK. And as my slogan says, you really should let me feed you. I'd
Yeah.
love to.
Facts on facts. Listen, it's kind of beautiful as the first day I ever met you. Listen, so happy you
Oh,
are still here and so happy you on the Super Duper Power. Appreciate you. Listen, we're gonna try to have you on here more regularly. Oh, don't forget
sure.
to tell folks about your
My Spotify.
yeah.
So I listen, yep, you know what? I'm Takana's Kitchen on Spotify as well as I have a YouTube channel. So here's a little thing that I'll give you for free. If you're looking to find something that you can learn how to cook, I have a few classes. Sides on a Saturday is something that I started back when COVID was going on. So you can always go to my YouTube channel, which is Takana's Kitchen. Scroll through some of them wonderful videos. You can see some interviews. You can see some tips, healthy tips from Spotify, but you can also see how to make some sides. So you might not have to just call somebody. You might be able to just say, oh, you know what? She taught me how to make some roasted cabbage. I know how to do it now. It's all there on YouTube. But my Spotify channel, I have Friday healthy tips that you can always go in and check out. You can just pull up some commercials, anything that you need to see. Listen, you can Google me at Takana's Kitchen. I can't hide. You can find me there too.
And that's the kind
If
of
you
Tacana. Make sure I spell it right. Yeah.
Tacana. Listen, if you go to Google and put 872-267-2665, you don't have to remember nothing else I said tonight. You just type my phone number in there, it's gonna show up all of my business, all of
Mm.
it. You know how to
Well,
find me.
listen, the kind of so good to see you. Thank you for joining the Super Duper Pod and making me break up with Buffalo Wild Wings. I
Please
appreciate
do.
it.
Divorce them.
I'm gonna go ahead and call her tomorrow. Tell her it's
Get rid of
not
the membership. Get rid of
it's
it.
not me, it's you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Sure.
say well, kind of I love you. It's so good to
Love
see
you,
you,
babe.
okay?
Good
All
to
right,
see
all
you
right.
as well. Talk
Talk
to
to you
you
soon.
later.
All right.
Bye.
So that was Chef Tacana Henry. Again, always a wonderful and riveting conversation. Truly, man, she is one of a kind and a great cook. Like I said to her in the conversation, I've had her food before, so I've ordered some salads from her, catered the food for the house from her, for the family for her, and it's always busting. So again, she knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing. So yeah, if you're looking for like want to cater your Thanksgiving, reach out to her. But like she said, she also talked about just healthier eating. I jokingly left the pot a couple of times because she said leave fried foods alone. I love some fried food, but you gotta eat in a way that is healthier for you because like as she said, you don't lose weight or get healthier in the gym. You do it in the kitchen. I think a lot of times people don't see that part, right? You think you can spend about 1,000 hours just running and walking and lifting. It helps, but if you're not eating right, because I mean, I've seen a lot of people in the gym as they don't look like they go to the gym, but they in the gym. But it's because when they leave the gym, they eating 4 burgers. So it's like you might as well eat the burgers, bro, and save your money every month. You hustling backwards. But again, I
I
want I
can't
want
laugh at that. I'm one of those people.
to 4 burgers. I want
Four
to.
four burgers, a little fried chicken.
Yeah, you like I had a good workout. Mwah, mwah, mwah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Let me go get
Yeah.
some ribs. Why not?
But I want to thank Chef Takana for always being supportive. We're definitely going to have her back on the pod for sure. So that's our episode for today. But before we go, you can also follow us on YouTube. So subscribe because we need to get those numbers up. It's HP53 Productions, all one word, on YouTube. So you'll be able to find the Super Duper Pod, Easy Smoker GM, a lot of content there. See a lot of shorts from us. So again, subscribe on YouTube, HP53 Productions. As I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it all there.
And I didn't comment on the hat, man. I like that. Yo MTV
Oh,
Raps.
thank you.
What's the haps on the craps? So make sure you again follow us on all socials, SUPADPAPOD, and online at HP53productions.com. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Hey mama, this is the Super Duper Podcast.
Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide if you know that bringing hope here is how careers die? Or do the K stand for kamikaze? The J silent is everywhere, you can feel them probably. Surely, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. They said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you're blessed? I woke up.